I don't know, like.
Well, is it like kidney, like some type of component of your body injured?
Where's your source?
I didn't know this was like a source conference room. Intelligence gets compressed in my brain, and then I just talk, and my intelligence comes out in my speech. No, when you say, why are you triggered, that's your triggered projection. That's your ad hominem projection on my opinion. You don't like it because you bought it. You can't return it because they put it in you. Hello?
You can't let me speak because you have no defense.
I mean, the thing about things also that we have to like think about is that, I mean, they really just inject the virus into your body. The virus does leave. Well, I mean, if you think about a virus, there's viruses that don't leave your body technically. So I mean, in that sense, but COVID leaves your body though. That's the thing. Or like your body builds immune system, like an immune system against it. So if it ever comes back, you can like deal with it. That's like the whole point of a vaccine. So I'm also interested in knowing like more like about what it is that you like.
First of all, it's not the COVID-19 vaccine is not a vaccine in the traditional sense of the word. It's a gene modifier injection. It's gene therapy. And it Oh, okay. Go ahead. Just Google it. Oh, what a loser? Okay, I'm just a loser, Jarl. Now you're ad hominem projecting on me again. I want you to take note. This is ad hominem projection on Alistair. I am complete.
Yes, a vaccine is anything that you can inject in your body through a needle. Literally, it doesn't matter. What are you talking about? I mean, that would technically make heroin a vaccine, Charles. That's fine. Heroin is considered a vaccine. Give me a second. You're a good point, though. Good point.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not an anti-vaxxer either, but I'm definitely like questioning. Like, one thing I've noticed with the healthcare system is that these people, yeah, like they're educated, like doctors and stuff. Like we can't take that away from them. But like, they don't always know what the fuck is going on.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Operation Warp Speed was a 20-year project. It didn't just come out of fucking thin air because of the Wuhan lab.
So what I was trying to say was just that, I mean, at the end of the day, and I think that is like where my health anxiety lies, is that I have never had like health problems like in my life, like overall, like I've been generally like super healthy, like I've never broken a leg, like I've never like I've never needed like acute like medical whatever attention. Lately though, I have been. And what I've noticed, because I haven't had that experience in healthcare, because again, like I predominantly throughout my life have been like healthy, I've realized that doctors, they're not necessarily like these genies that you rub to get answers, and like they have answers to everything. Like they might be just as clueless as like a normal fucking person. Like sometimes ChatGPT will feel like they solve more of your problems than a doctor. Because you can go to different, like, because every doctor is gonna have a different way of thinking, like, and just like, you know what I'm saying, like, these people are not like, they're not like good at like detecting your issues as you think, and you see so many videos of people that have like cancer in this area, or like someone had like a brain aneurysm here, or like whatever it is, and it's like they went to the ER millions of times, and they like told them that they're fine, and they did their blood work and everything is fine until it was too late, and then they realized that it wasn't all just fine. And I'm like thinking, man, I'm like, who the fuck holds them accountable for that? And that is why, like, when a doctor tells me, oh, like, yeah, you're like, you have like back pain, like I went to the ER because of my back pain, right? And then they're like, oh, well, we'll prescribe you some muscle relaxers with a CT scan of your back and everything looks normal. But I'm like, but you didn't do like that's not like an MRI, like, because I think this is more like a tissue nerve problem and not just like a alignment thing. But they don't give a fuck about that, so they prescribe me muscle relaxers. But I'm like, why the fuck would I take a muscle relaxer? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, what if this is something like, I don't know. I don't think that you should blindly trust doctors with vaccines, medication, and just whatever. Like, always like advocate for yourself. So in that sense, like, I agree with you. Being totally against something is also like
well, do you prefer Pepsi or do you prefer Dr. Pepper or do you prefer Fanta? Because At the end of the day, it was a mass carcinogenic event pre-programmed by Pfizer, Moderna, J&J. This was a 20-year patent created during the Bush administration. And if you like drinking Dr. Pepper, well, you might also like drinking Coca-Cola. Whether you got Pfizer or whether you got Moderna or whether you got J&J, you got the same supposedly patented vaccine. You know, you got a problem just talking over people, Jarl. I'm trying to, you don't have ears, you only have lips. So go, go ahead, Dr. Jarl. Please proceed, Dr. Jarl. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep talking over each other like we're both fucking retarded. I got no problem talking while you're talking. Okay, great. All I'm trying to say is whether you took Pfizer, Moderna, JJ, it's no different than drinking Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, or fucking, Pepsi. The point is, it is the biggest scam in human history because the U.S. government spent $10 trillion during the COVID-19 vaccine era. Hello? $2 trillion a year they spend that we don't take in over 4 years of COVID-19 bullshit. That's $8 trillion a year of scamming. Hello? I'm just saying, so many people got sour grapes from taking a totally unnecessary medical intervention of sticking yourself with a poison called mRNA genetic modified spike protein.
I stick myself with anything. I didn't take a COVID vaccine because I have that feeling about it, and honestly, I'm fine. So that's that.
The whole world doesn't revolve around you. Millions of people injected themselves because they were fooled and hypnotized, and then they died. Yes, millions of people died. And in Sweden, where they didn't even take the COVID-19 vaccine, no one died because nobody took the vaccine because they actually didn't mandate it. Hello? It's true. You can Google it. Look it up. Look at the death rate in Sweden compared to other European countries in the United States. Hello? Yeah, give him the thumbs up. You just stuck it up his butthole. Hello?
I'm literally from Sweden. What the fuck are you talking about? People were dying during COVID in Sweden. It was a problem. Like,
Sweden? Keep going, by the way, sir.
What you said, what? Sweden what?
Oh, Sweden. You guys are like our new best friends now. You guys supply Canadians with new jets and a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, we're good friends.
Yeah, Sweden is an amazing country, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I really consider just leaving fucking fuck America and moving back because honestly.
Well, where did you grow up?
In Stockholm.
You did? Sounds like you have an American accent.
Oh, well, I mean, I lived here for 7 years. I also just know how to speak English. I don't know, like, I've always see, that's when I had, like, the discussion with you before, like, how I, like, have to, like, Google words and stuff. Like, I feel like you catch that I'm an immigrant in that way. Because, like, surface level, I don't have an accent, just like you said. I don't really sound like I'm from here. Like, my communication skills and that. Like, I'm socially competent in that way. And I'm definitely assimilated into, like, the American culture. Like, when I have, like, more, like, in-depth conversations about, like, politics and stuff, it's, like, certain words, it's, like, I don't know, whatever, that is kind of how you, like, catch me, slip in, or whatever you want to call it. Not that I'm trying to hide that I'm from there, but that's usually, like, the first thing where, like, people can, like, where people realize that I'm not American. But yeah, no, like, America's an amazing country financially, like, you can make a lot of money here and stuff, but I mean, life quality isn't amazing here. And I feel like I've never been as sick in my life as I've been since I moved to this country. Like, I feel like I'm chronically sick, like, constantly. In Sweden, like, I was never sick. I never had any issues. I never had any problems. Like, the worst issue I ever had in my life was, like, my wisdom teeth.
Alright, you white trash, you stupid person, money right now, keep sending $1. Right?
It's an honor to be there now. We did not take the shots. And I'm thinking of this one immediate family of like siblings this one immediate family, like very strange, different autoimmune conditions in short order after the shots. And they saw their own doctors, and they were totally bought in, and like, you know, Democrat types and whatever, and like even the types that were, some of them, not all of them, but some of them were like, hey, maybe we don't want you around this year if you haven't gotten the shots, like those kind of people who were so bought in. And like they all developed these like different autoimmune related maladies, and they went to their own doctors, again, who are the doctors who were pushing the vaccines, and their doctor said, like, this seems extremely likely that this is directly due to the vaccines. So take that for what you will. There's, you know, a trillion other anecdotes like that, and then just the most simple, distilled, powerful anecdote of the fact that there are many people who took those shots who do regret taking those shots. There is absolutely no person on earth.
I mean, I'm not saying these people can get things from the vaccine, but my understanding is when people do develop, like that case that you just described, and a whole family got sick after the vaccine, sounds like something that pretty much all scientists and doctors who work in the field would be like jumping to study, right? And so I find it hard to believe their doctors wouldn't have just told them, oh, it's because of the vaccine. Like, I mean, maybe some doctors would say that.
Like, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, but after everything that's gone down with Epstein, I feel like we've come to the conclusion that people do get silenced, that they will overlook things, because when the truth gets out, it will like create this chaos that they won't have control over. And for us to keep abiding to the government and trusting them, like, they can't make those mistakes. Like, you have to understand something. Like, if that came out, like, and there was like proof that this vaccine was like all like a shit show and like this whole thing, people would never trust the government ever again. Every single time something new would come, or every single time something would happen, and like the government would like, you know, give us directions on like what to do next, or like no one would, like, we would, like, the government would lose its trust, and it would just be like a fucking problem. That is why, like, sometimes what people don't understand is like the reason why information is being withheld from the public is because of that reason. It will create chaos. Like, certain things it's just better to not know than to know. So you know, which is like, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, knowing too much and not knowing things at all. Sometimes I'm honestly gonna tell you guys, I'm like happy I don't know a lot of things. When you know too much is when you get anxiety, and that's like already like an issue that I have in my life, where I'm like so hyper aware of everything, and I just like really understand things for what the fuck they are. And when you realize and know things for what they are, it gives you anxiety. So I would rather not know. I'd rather just be like, sometimes when I look at these people that are like IQ like 78, they like barely know how to like talk, and they're just like in this little like perfection of bubble of whatever, like, you know, they're just like clueless. It's like, I'm like, oh, I'm jealous that you really just like, you're like unaware. Like, sometimes being unaware is the most amazing thing, even though that comes with a lot of problems too. But again, information is being withheld from us because of a lot of reasons, and that's one of them. After all these people that took the vaccine and then coming out some shit like that, you think people would take that lightly and not like literally spiral, and like fucking like a revolution would come, and people would like literally go with torches and fucking whatever to the White House, like kill people that work there. Like, I don't know. I think it would just create more chaos.
But not just like, it's a global vaccine. It's not just American. So like, when you're saying that, it's the whole
on a
world.
global scale, exactly. So then every government would like I don't know, the Western world would have like fallen in a way. Maybe not now if it came out. I feel like if it came out now, it would be easier to like maneuver. But like then and there, like it would have like complete chaos. They already shut everyone down and forced them to stay inside. Like, imagine if like that information came out when that was happening. People would like go out on the streets and like burn things. Like, it would be insane.
Official, or some of the reported side effects on open bears, if you guys are familiar, include animal bites, include alcoholism, and anal sex. Those are genuine side effects that have been reported by doctors from the COVID vaccine. And I'm not saying those things aren't real. In a way, they might be. But all of those numbers, you can look them up, Callie, all of those numbers occur less in vaccinated people, right, than in the normal population. So that's how they calculate if something needs to be looked into. They use open mirrors. And one example is like heart attacks. Myocarditis, I think, showed up a little bit higher in the COVID vaccine than in the average population. Got flagged in a system like that. They were able to spot it. Heart attacks, which is more common in people who are not vaccinated, never got flagged. So it's just, yeah, hope that, I don't know, hope they give you guys a bit of it. For Alistair would be telling me why it makes sense that animal bites and anal sex are side effects.
Sorry, I'm making a late supper. What is the source that you just quoted?
It's the source that access for all the time. It's like a legit source for medical information. It's where they track all the side effects from, I believe, COVID vaccines.
What is the name of the site?
CABRS. I'll link it.
Oh, thanks.
Arrived at the conclusion of animal bites and anal sex conversation.
Oh yeah, did you hear the siren call for you when we started talking about the good stuff?
Well, I felt the spirit in my body that called me to come into this room, but I think it was a little tardy. I didn't hear my name.
Did you guys want to talk about the plans for the invasion of Canada?
What?
Oh, fuck. Charles in here. Oh, we weren't supposed
I don't know that it much matter if it gets announced. Supposed to be having trade talks, and apparently that's not going so well. So. Or do we trade with Canada? I don't know. I don't know why you're putting tariffs on us. But we do get maple syrup from you guys. It's delicious too. Don't change it.
Honestly, a lot of like over-the-counter pharmaceuticals are made in Canada.
Well, the tariffs that apparently are making Canadians angry are steel, auto, lumber. So you must buy those three. I don't think Carney's trying to negotiate. I think he's intentionally delaying it at this point. So we'll see you guys in 6 months, a year, maybe. I understand you guys have a new girlfriend, and she's Chinese. He's treating us basically.
New girl? Oh, I thought you meant literally like Katy Perry dating Justin Trudeau. And them going to Coachella together, and how the internet flipped out because they were using single use plastic cups in their like hotel room or whatever and eating pizza, and he banned single-use plastic cups when he was reigning in Canada.
He only banned straw. But no, we still have single-use cups at every restaurant.
Which Coachella weekend did they go to? Do we know? Did they go see Bieber?
These our leaders aren't like young enough when they get elected that they can still do stuff after. Like they don't just die after they're like president.
I mean, there are a decent amount of former American presidents that are still living. Not like anyone cares. I will commit it to, even though he's one of the most evil men who's ever lived in modern history, I will say. I will commend George W. Bush in the sense that he's pretty much stayed out of public life.
Hey, the word is living wage.
No, wait, him, Obama, all the past presidents should be speaking up right now. What are they doing? What the hell is this? I'm shocked. Like, I get it from your perspective, good for him, but from everybody else's perspective, why aren't previous presidents talking about how absurd this president is?
It's traditionally seen as being done in bad taste.
That, and it's the same reason why Trump wants to be buddies with Mamdani while he's in power. Like, you don't want to burn a bridge because you still want to be able to make one call and get Trump directly on the phone if you need to make a suggestion to him or get a favor from him. You don't want him to be your enemy. Nothing to gain from that.
You guys are not Democrats, so it's pointless saying this, but I feel like Democrats need to wake the fuck up. Like, they're not doing anything to the previous president. They have no one who's like, there was the governor of California for a bit, but it just feels like Democrats are doing nothing.
What about Austin? He seems like he's auditioning to be president more and more on television, and he's young and speaks well and seems like he has like a centrist message. I think if they pick someone like that, they'd have a good chance.
Jarl, have you ever had a job where you were promoted into the next level of that role?
Yes. Go on.
And when you were promoted, did you go into that role and then criticize the predecessor that was in that role for the shitty job, like the mess that you inherited?
No, but my predecessors never threatened to.
Well, then you've been working at the wrong place, but it's just like it's in bad taste to have been in that position.
Prosecution.
Well, actually, it's reversed. What I meant to say is that person who left that role would be criticizing your filling in that role and the work that you were doing. It's not a good look. So I don't know that it's like an American president thing. I think it's sort of universal.
You're right. I don't think Trump is presidential to begin with. I don't think he's not going to hold back. I don't think he did hold back last time around. Literally all he does is criticize the last president.
No, that's fair. He's certainly unique in his behavior, so we can all be honest about that. He's not exactly a role model for professionalism.
Prosecution is not going to get that man today.
The next president's going to do it. for not
Because I'm gonna get him.
just dealing with that words and selection is the point, I think, because people are going to be tired of it.
Yeah, I think that's. Well, I don't know that they'll win, but
Prosecution
it's next.
is not gonna get that man today.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm gonna get him. My client.
Just kidding. Why not change much?
Oh, you're like, how do you think it like Barrett?
Oh, I said, what's the other one? Isn't it Eric Trump the one or Jared? I don't know which one people think.
Junior, nor Eric,
Stevenson,
ever.
CMZ, you're kind of famous on the hill for your cigars, my friend.
Barrett's actually vote for Barrett.
Is it a good cigar? I always see you walking around with cigars. How many you get?
There's an 11 family out of Connecticut.
Yeah,
Ivanka's the daughter.
she's far and away a better presidential candidate than anyone else.
I don't know. She's sort of like more like demure. She doesn't really like get involved in politics.
I agree, but she's got a great rack.
Yeah, she's very good looking, and she certainly wasn't younger too. But and she's never like Eric and Don Jr. are always into political stuff. Like she never is. What was just incredible was during Trump's first term, there was such a strong media campaign to try to get Ivanka to publicly disparage her father while he was in office. It was so ever present.
Yeah.
And they seemed to think that they could get her to do it because she was sort of straddling these two worlds where she's sort of like, like a New York socialite. And she's also like had that clothing brand which she had to give up because all these department stores dropped the brand which her father took on board. Because, for seemingly political reasons. And so they really, like, every other day there would be some mainstream media article or news piece talking about, like, Trump is bad for women and, like, this would be the perfect opportunity for Ivanka to disavow her father on behalf of her, supporting women or whatever. And it really seemed like she was going to do it at some point, but she just, like, didn't even go to bat with those people. She just, like, kept her head down and, like didn't get involved in the political or media sphere. Her husband certainly was, but he was never like part of that like daily dog and pony show of it. And he just worked and she just like kept her head down. It was like very classy.
Yeah, she's no amateur, that's for sure. And she was close with Chelsea Clinton.
The prosecution.
Speaking, obviously, because of her father's behavior.
I mean, the Clintons I think they went to his wedding with Melania.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder if
He's not gonna get that man today. No,
Chelsea's wedding.
because I'm gonna.
I have to imagine. Because she married a Jew also.
Listen. The prosecution. The prosecution
reason, I thought my passport expired this summer, and I went to pull it out the other day, and I saw my passport expired in February. Which means,
shit. So you have to go through the process.
No, because I guess it's the same process if it's like, if it's expired less than 6 months ago, so I don't actually go through any other thing. I just have to send it in and send a form in through the mail, but
Yeah.
it's just annoying.
Totally.
And this time I think I'm gonna get, and for some reason I can't do it online because this time I want to get the passport card in addition to the actual passport book, which is like for that reason I can't do it online, so I have to. It's just annoying. Whatever.
And what does the passport card give you?
So
What's gonna be on the book?
The card, I chose not to get this real ID. You know, there's been a big push for that in the last years.
Yeah.
And so technically, like, you either can't fly with my ID, or you can, but you have to pay some extra fee at the gate, like as a punishment mitigation.
Yeah, it's
And
like $40 fee. I do the same thing.
So anyway, the passport card allows you to cross at land crossings between U.S., Canada, Mexico, and like the Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
You can't fly with it overseas. You still have to bring your actual passport for that. But the passport card, you can cross with it at border crossings. It's different than what they call enhanced license that some border states give out, because it's not a state ID, it's a federal ID. But because it's a federal ID that's like associated with your passport, that's acceptable to fly.
He's not gonna get that man.
So interesting. I've never even heard of this. Yeah, I was about to pursue an enhanced ID when I get on.
If you don't want to get the enhanced ID, the passport card is better because, one, like, there's a lot of people who don't like that there's essentially an easy federal database that's like a digital web of everything you do with enhanced ID. And then two, enhanced ID has to be renewed like every, I don't know if it's every 3 years or whatever. You have to get a new license, whatever it is in your state, and it's like an additional fee above a normal license that you have to pay every time. Whereas passport card is just like a $30 fee when you're getting the passport anyway, and it's good for 10 years.
Prosecution.
So I'll just
He's not gonna get that man today.
order, and I want to go over passport card. And like when that new bridge opens, I'll be able to bicycle over the bridge in Canada. If you walk on a bicycle across the new bridge, it's fare free. You don't have to pay anything, which is super nice. But you will have to have some, accept.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm hearing through some of the words that you're using that you've intentionally avoided a real ID, probably for the same reason I have, which is I know how poorly the federal government or even the state government will handle that data. So if I can be the last person on earth to comply, I'd like to do so. It's essentially
It's like, look,
to my advantage.
Like, if people make an argument, like, they track you anyway, you have a smartphone on you that tracks everything you do anyway. It's like, yes, of course, but like, I don't need to make it any easier for any of them to like have all of my like data points and paint the picture of my entire waking life, in one convenient place. Like, I should at least like want as many layers of abstraction between all those data points as possible.
Totally. Yeah, like I want to skip the first 3 to 4 digits, and really be included into the 5th data breach when a foreign government is making a concerted effort to really build something. So yeah, I don't want to be part of the test data. I just want to be in the 5-star data breach.
General, are we going to go on a little bicycle day when the new bridge opens? From what I heard from people who are like insiders in it, is that like the date is just being nailed down now and waiting for it to be announced because it's like done, and like even though Trump has been like sort of beating his chest, like threatening to delay it, it's not going to be delayed. They're just deciding the date.
I wouldn't think it's actually going to be delayed, right? But I think that's cool. I didn't know you lived so close to the Canadian.
Yeah, it's like a 20-minute drive from where I live, so I could either like put my bicycle on a bus and then take the bus to go downtown and then bike from there, or I could just like drive and take my bike downtown. If I really wanted to, I could probably actually in less than an hour like do the whole not like right next to it, but not far from it either. I could like.
Where does it cross over?
Yeah, it's like the downtown Detroit and downtown Windsor are like directly across the river from each other. It's like sort of like twin cities. Although of course Detroit's much larger, but it's the distance is only like.
He's not going to get that man today. No. Because I'm going to get him.
It's like a cute little town. There is some stuff to do. I go there once in a while to buy eye drops that I can't get here. And then there's like a bunch of bars and things. Like, there's one bar there that I go to. It's okay. I'd rather live across the water from Toronto, but, Winter's okay. Usually it's like way more people from Winter like to Detroit for entertainment. People from Detroit going to Winter, unless you're a 19-year-old kid, because then you could drink in Winter when you're 19, and of course you.
Does Windsor have really good pizza? I mean, I know Detroit's got a pizza reputation, but Winter's got some like crazy reputation for good pizza.
Oh well, I didn't.
There are a lot of good ethnic restaurants there.
This is random, but do Americans have shish kebab and shawarma is that as common as McDonald's in America, or is that a uniquely Canadian?
Sounds like unique.
Well, there's a lot of shawarma in Detroit. There's a big Arab population. Shish, I don't know what that.
Okay, interesting. I've grown up always assuming that was the same in the U.S., but no, in Canada you find shish kebab and shawarma, which is like the same thing, pretty much everywhere. Main food is the official food of Ottawa is the shawarma.
Prosecution is not going to get that man today. No. Because I'm going to get him. My client.
What's a unique food where you live? Like specific to where you live in Canada?
Well, the most culturally specific food where I live is kavanesik, which I guess in English is sugar shack, which is a meal that we have where maple syrup is made, which usually involves omelets, pig ears, or what's it called? I don't know what it's called in English. Beans, pickled onions, lots of breakfast type stuff, and then you just drizzle maple syrup all over that ham as well. That's the cultural food of my people.
Interesting. So you drizzle maple syrup over pig ears.
I don't know. The pig ears. I don't think they're really pig ears. I've never made them, so I don't actually know what it is. Let me Google.
But it sounds like pig, right?
Is it like pork rinds? Pork rinds.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, that's that translation.
John, what's your ethnic background?
It's Canadian. Yeah, that's as far as I know. And then for France.
Mm-hmm. So you're
Prosecution.
Correct. Yes.
No, because I thought Jarro was black when I first met him.
remember that a few times. I don't know why.
Wait, you guys have met each other?
No, he stood me up. I invited him to go out for drinks, and he just didn't show up.
Was this in Quebec?
What was the last time? It's actually a Swiss brand that the company got into some dispute with the FDA, so they stopped
The
selling.
Chicago Mayor's race, it is 10 months away, but the money race for the candidates, it is already heating up. Alexi Danilius has more than $18 million. Number 2 in the money race is Susanna Mendoza with $1.6 million.
Voluntarily withdrew
And then
from
number 3, the current mayor, Brandon Johnson, just over $800.
Hello again, friends. I hope
It's
you've
hard to do
seen
even
my
in Canada.
video.
I think Americans go over just to buy these eye drops. So, like, I seriously spent a whole day there, like, drove from store to store to store. I was going to buy, like, 20 of them, and I could only find 3 after going to, I don't know, 7 stores, 3 boxes of them. It's called like Simil, CN. It's like SIMILISAN or something. It's a Swiss brand.
Okay. Because I used to use one that was like spicy bad for you, spicy one.
Yeah.
Rhythms.
Yes.
And there was one I used to use that the brand no longer exists, but if you look up like alternatives, there are some, so I just use ChatGPT. I forget what they are.
What
James, we need to talk about it.
It's a lot. It has no constrictors, which it doesn't constrict the blood vessels in the eye. It's just like really kind of homeopathic moisturizers, so you can use it as much as you want with no adverse effects. And it's so dry, like wet silk on your eyes. It's so nice. If you like went to, they should have them at any pharmacy in Canada. If you went to the pharmacy in Canada and like made some deal with me where you sent them to me, I would sort of like pay for them and also like pay for your eye in some way to do that errand.
I don't know if that's legal. I don't think that's
It's legal. No, there's no. It is legal because it's not a prescription drug. It's over the counter, and they're not illegal in the U.S. They're just not currently sold per the company deciding to bail out in the U.S. It's not illegal. I even when I go there, I tell the border agent on both sides I'm here to buy over the counter eye drops.
it's one of the few times where homeopathic medicine actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just because it's not like, I'm assuming it's not that important if it's just for red eyes. And yeah, I think advice is not good.
Orderly.
Some cards. Okay, I need my phone back.
Although, double check that it's not something that's
So this
true
guy
advice. Don't buy. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Or I was just saying, I heard if you drink Visine, you'll die. So yeah, but that's it.
Unless it's prescription, I've never put anything in my eyes. So you're saying that this is something that you put in your eyes just to lubricate the eye?
Yeah, it's like I used it during the winter when it's super dry. It's just it's not good to let your eyes get super dry. Like when there's no moisture in the air. It's really, really not good for your vision long term to let your eyes be that dry.
Interesting.
You use it after smoking to clear red eyes. I thought that might be what you
I wish. I had to give up cannabis like over 5 years ago at this point. And I had an excellent 20-year flame.
Interesting. You said you had to give it up, or you just?
I did. I developed a horrible allergy to it, where I would get like violently ill from it.
Damn.
And I'm basically like you'll have one of these bouts of violent illness, which will last a whole week where you can't keep anything down, including water. So most people will get so dehydrated they have to go to the hospital just for fluids. And then after the week, you'll be better, and then you can go back to cannabis, and it usually won't reoccur for about 6 weeks, but when it does, there's no warning, and it'll be again a week of violent illness, and it's this growing syndrome that people don't know what exactly brings it on in particular, except that it is cannabis somehow, but they don't know if it's a certain strain, or maybe it's the way that certain plants of cannabis are bred, or maybe they don't. Maybe it's because the plants are not really natural anymore, they're specifically bred
occupy cities to terrify people.
Have high rates of THC versus other natural cannabinoid properties that would be in the plant on its own if they were just naturally occurring. Maybe it's that. No one really knows. But what people do know is that the only way to completely avoid this is 100% cannabis abstinence. So until they figure out what it is, I can't use it.
But this is not even just the league. This is in all forms, all delivery systems.
Yes.
Wow. I've never heard of it. It's amazing.
The telltale sign that it's this and not something else, because a lot of people, like myself, the first time it happened, confuse it with food poisoning, is that when you're in one of these bouts, you'll feel this strong urge to take a hot shower or a hot bath. It's the only thing in the moment that gives you any temporary feeling of relief. So you'll hear of these people who are in one of these bouts of this illness, and they'll take an 8-hour-long shower. And I remember a family member eventually came over to take me to the hospital, and I remember she's there, and she's like, "Come on, we're going." And I was like, "Just let me take one more." It's called CHS, or cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome.
And what is it? It comes from
Correct. Unfortunately, have this misery.
And it gives you muscle aches and stuff?
Extreme nausea and lethargy and pains in your stomach, and you can't keep anything down. You'll be it's coming out of both ends, and you can't even keep down water, and so you'll be
That sounds insane.
Forecaster for time.
See, this is what I tell people, weed is not as good as
For
people
example, the
want.
last 4 to 5 years, the stock market has been
You can
moving
just
along.
Presumably
Presumably
smoke
forecasting
weed
our
or
business, which is really
do what I was
not
saying. I smoke weed every single day for 7 years. And so I got had anxiety from it, really bad anxiety. I thought I was going over.
So today we're playing match.
I guess it's what do you call it? Derealization, or what's that called? Because I don't know if I was dissociating too much. I just thought that I was going crazy, which I didn't end up doing because I'm here talking like a normal person now, not schizophrenic or anything. But I thought something was happening, so I think that with me, at least, weed triggered really bad panic anxiety, and honestly, ever since then, that's just been stuff anxiety, and I have episodes in life where I get really bad, and it's all after I it's all from smoking weed. I mean, I did other drugs too, but I don't know if they were the reason why I ended up with anxiety, honestly. Because I wasn't
How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
I think everyone in your generation
symptoms before it does hit the fat is anxiety. So, I mean, you never really know, but yeah, my back is like, I have like the worst back pain. But I also have anxiety. So I don't know. Maybe it's related. It's all nervous system things, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like rewire my brain into like de-escalating things more so than escalating them because I overthink a lot. But
I don't know if this is gonna help you, but I had 6 months of like debilitating back pain. I don't know what caused it, but I think it was due to like I had to sit for like 1 week in this very uncomfortable chair or position, and I think it caused like a sustained injury. I got all these X-rays. I was in pain 24 hours a day, such that like I would even wake up once every 40 minutes because like the back pain was so bad I couldn't sleep. And like I was again in pain 24 hours a day, every second of every day, and I got all these X-rays, like nothing, did all this. And eventually, like after about 6 months, it just went away on its own. So, like, you know, I hope whatever you're going through just goes away on its own.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know, like, where it came from, what it stems from. It's like, I don't know if you know the names of like the muscle groups, if you have that knowledge. But I was just today actually looking at. I feel like it's my latissimus dorsi and my trapezius muscle. It's specifically on my left side, also on the right side, and it's just tight. Like, and when I like push my back up against like a corner of a wall or something, I just have all these trigger points everywhere. What's it called? And it's just like, I don't know. It's making me freak out like a tiny bit, but like you said, it's probably something that has more of like a common, like it's probably more of like a realistic, not so dangerous explanation behind why it's like the way it is. Because if it was really bad, I probably would like not be able to like sit here and talk and like be somewhat normal. And hydroxyzine wouldn't necessarily work either. But one thing I'll tell you, they did prescribe me ibuprofen 600 milligram, and honestly, it doesn't help at all. Like, I'm in just as much pain as I was before I took it.
Yeah, hang in there. Will, were you trying to say something? I saw you come out. Did you just wake up eating?
I sure did.
No. Welcome to the first day of
Good morning. Yeah, fucking weird dreams too.
Do you want to talk about it?
There was it was just still like there was like a house that was supposed to be my house, but then it was like my parents' house and invited a lot of people. We were all adults though, and then I'm thinking there's too many people here. They're gonna start. I don't know if they're stealing shit, wrecking shit. And then this friend I've known years ago, she was making a bed, and there was like a big clock above there. There's actually 2 clocks above the bed and plants. It was really just weird stuff.
Do you ever try to interpret your dreams?
I think that's largely nonsense. You know, I think the stuff is very obvious. You know, stuff you're worried about will pop up. It's big, like, you know, a milk carton means your mother. You know, that's not true.
Yeah, what are the tropes about that? There's like something about like you're missing teeth or your teeth falls out. It's supposed to mean something very specific.
I don't remember, but yes, and I think that's all bullshit.
I feel like it is too. Like just what my gut tells me about how I imagine the world to work.
I can remember usually when there's weird stuff like that, if I think back, I can remember something that like I thought about for a minute. Like, oh yeah, I was looking at that plant. That was really interesting. Oh yeah, I was looking at that clock. Like usually I can remember where that information came from.
Mine, it's supposed, I think, like some sort of weird lack of control with the teeth thing, I think. I don't know for sure.
They say,
I'm not. Yeah.
Like a lack of control.
lack of control. Like your teeth are funny because you're not able to crunch in and take in what's going on. Like it's like how, for whatever reason, it makes sense that you can't take in information, so you're not processing what's going on, so you have no actual understanding. Or
when I have dreams, we all have dreams like bathroom dreams, go to the bathroom. Usually I wake up and I have to go to the bathroom, and that's why I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, sure. Like, yeah, the sensation of having to urinate in your dream, yeah. I mean, I've never had one of the teeth falling out dreams. I certainly had, like, trillions of dreams about I'm back in high school and I'm feeling some existential anxiety. And I think that is just related to, like, how much, like, I don't mean this to sound like in a trivial way, but like how much actual like trauma on some mental level you experience being in places like that. Not like anything particularly horrible happened to me, but just the feeling of being somewhere that you hate being for so many hours, so many days in a row.
And it's a pivotal time in your life. I mean, those years are you're growing up, becoming an adult. It's like I always dream, or generally I dream about waiting tables, right? Which was like my first job, well, my second job. I don't dream about the jobs after. It's always waiting tables, It's like, I don't think there's anything significant other than that was like one of the first jobs I had when I was really young, The first time I had money in my pocket, it's stressful too.
I fully agree. I had huge high school dream never goes away, apparently.
I was in the dream. It's high school or college, and like exams are coming up, and I'm like, I haven't been to school all year. And I think that's because like I lucid dream a lot too, and I think that the conscious part of my brain is like, well, I haven't been to school, so how am I taking tests? Like, I think that's what's actually going on. Find my car in the parking lot. It's like I said, so I lucid dream a lot. Sometimes I'll really dream and I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to look for my car because it's just a dream.
It's so strange. There's like few moments where like you wake up, you were clearly feeling some kind of big anxiety in the dream, and you wake up and you're like, oh, feeling the relief. Okay, that was just a dream, but like that feeling of anxiety doesn't immediately leave you because you intellectually know that it wasn't real. It's like it sort of lingers with you, and there's even a few moments where,
or if it's a positive dream and then you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna go back. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I have had a few dreams like that, like where I would have an awesome dream and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was sad that I had awoken, and then I was able to go right back to bed and like go back into the same dream.
Yeah, right. Or I dream about people who died in the dream. That usually triggers lucidity. In the dream, I'm like, wait a minute, they're dead. This is just a dream. I'm like.
Sorry. So.
You all right?
I was writing something down.
Dream journal.
Yeah, I do a bit of a dream journal stuff.
I'm out of doing that because you have to like have a pen and paper right next to your bed, right? Because you're the way in your brain works, like right.
It was it's hard. Think about it like so. You get up and everything is instant, and you're like fuck, and you grab it and
it's dark, so you put the light where you know you gotta grab something. It's all chaos, you know?
Yeah, okay, so that's the process of it. But what do you, like, what have you gotten out of it? Like, how has it enriched your life doing that?
Yeah, but is it like, my thing is like, when I was much younger, I used to do that, and again, it was just obvious stuff, like lack of control. Let's say you equate the phone that to that. I was like, did I not know that in my waking life? Of course I knew that. So it's not telling me anything I didn't know. It's not uncovering the subconscious stuff that's only revealed in my dream. You know? So I just, and like I said, usually the strangest things that seem so out of place, usually I can remember. It's not necessarily the day before, usually within the past few days, but something that I sort of fixated on for a minute that I thought was important for a minute, and that pops up in a dream.
I've never done a room in like just sharing dreams. I thought about that recently. I remember doing it in college with a group of people every morning for breakfast.
Oh, that's cool. Do you remember any, like, particularly interesting dreams that were shared or that you shared?
Well, it's really weird that this came up because I was just cleaning some stuff, throwing things away earlier today, and I had this old journal, so I was ripping like things out of it, particularly my journal, and several of the entries were on dreams from 2021, 2022 that I just happened to, I guess, write about them. Went through a phase then, and just like some of them are a little bit foreboding, but the ones like in my history, not just those. Some of them are just plain occurrences. Like I had one where it said in my dream, I dreamed to check the hot water heater because there was an error code, and I went into the hot water heater room after I wrote that, or when I woke up, and the error code was there. So just like little psychic things. But I remember being in the group in college, we would talk about them and things would come up. Like we were able to better understand what they meant by discussing them. But I didn't know if that ever had been done here on Clubhouse. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, we would have to plan it out. We'd have to, like say, okay, it's going to be in 2 weeks, so make sure you have the pen and the paper next to your bed every day for 2 weeks and write down your dreams so that way people can have a repertoire to choose from.
I would love to do that.
I would do it. I've always tried to get people to do a haiku room. People will not participate.
What a great idea.
Are so easy to write.
Yeah.
Like you can write them on the fly, I also want people to do, I don't know how well it would work on Clubhouse, but I've always wanted a group of friends to play a karaoke game where somehow as part of the game, the other people get to choose which song you have to do, and there's some competitive element to it where you have to try to sing it good, even though the song is chosen for you. You don't choose it. It's not like you can just go up there and just purposely throw the song and make a mess of yourself because you're being flippant or whatever. Like the song is chosen for you, and you have to try to sing it good anyway. But people are terrified of that idea. I don't know why.
That's an amazing idea. I love it so much.
Yeah, I like your ideas a lot better, but the dream thing maybe once a month could be fun. I would love to do haikus. That could be very calming.
We can write one right now. Everyone's gonna leave. Serendipity's like side-eyeing me right now.
No way, she knows how many times I've do it. Anyone do it.
Our hands are not good for a minute. I'll write a haiku.
Derisive, are you a nipophile?
I don't know what that means.
a lover of Japanese things, Japanese culture.
Oh no, not like some like nerdy, like horny, like straight men are. No, but I do like the Japanese culture, but I'm not like into like hentai and anime and like Japanese goth shit and
Sure. I will not further disturb your haiku writing.
okay. I wrote a haiku about the energy that I want to convey about the people in this room not writing haikus. Existential dread. I will slap your face, my friend. Wake it the fuck up.
I love it.
That was perfect. I'm not Asian, but that's pretty much probably God level.
I think we're all a little more Asian now.
That's a good point. And
Okay, I wrote a haiku about eating. Slept by a disabled grandchild, so far from the truth.
there's a lot there.
Will anyone write a haiku? Limericks are fun. Yeah, limericks are fun. They take a little bit more effort in planning. A haiku is so great because it's like a single thought conveyed.
Yeah.
With like a floatiness. Yeah.
I want to practice them though.
I can feel that it would be very relaxing to do those.
Was that 5 syllables and then 7 and then 5?
Correct.
Okay. Nope, too complicated. I can't do it. I already got that right.
Haikus can be fun. Sit down and give it a try. We won't laugh at you. Or maybe we will laugh at you. What is the formula for the limerick? Maybe I'll do that. It's like 77557, something like that.
Okay, thanks. I used to do this all the time.
Yeah, I had one about a dentist, something like I knew a dentist who loves you with pain. Something pain. You take a drill and begin to fill. I can't remember the whole thing.
I of course only remember one of the brag.
Yeah, of course, the man from Nantucket.
What's the last line? I'm trying to remember it. I know it's.
This one, you take a grain of combination.
I know it's like, if my something was a cunt, I would fuck it.
Was it? I think maybe I heard it slightly different.
I think the
Ear. It's gotta be ear.
Let me see. Let me pull up what the classic one is.
And you guys have been on here for this whole time. Like I left like maybe like a few hours ago, but you guys are there. Cool.
Well, but here you are back again.
Had my walk, had my dinner. I'm gonna sleep soon, but yeah. It's nice hanging out with you guys. You guys are
Ear.
yeah, not to be too cliche or whatever, but yeah, I'll get going for now. See you guys.
Okay. I guess it's just a. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here's the one I was thinking of. I guess it's called the 1927 reballed version. But it's basically there once was a man from Nantucket, and there's a trillion variations after that line. Except the common theme that they're all like what they call blue limericks, and filthy limericks. So there's a million versions that all start with "There once was a man from Nantucket."
Yeah.
But here's the one that I was thinking of, which I guess is one of the classics. There once was a man from Nantucket whose dick was so long he could suck it. He said with a grin as he wiped off his chin, "If my ear were a contact."
Yeah, the last line was the only one. I can't remember. I think it was he was sitting chin with cum on his chin, something so similar.
Sit with a grin with a cum on his chin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know the rest. I'm sorry.
There once was a man from Nantucket who went down a well in a bucket. The last words he spoke before the rope broke were, "Arsehole, you bugger, and suck it." Thomas, which clubhouse rooms do you normally go in?
I have no idea. I'm all over the place. I find what's open, I guess, and hang out where I'm welcome.
You don't have any like regular rooms that you go in?
I'm in honestly in here rarely, but I wouldn't say. I don't know. I'm everywhere.
Okay.
Do you see me in a lot of rooms? Or?
Well, so I hope to see you more.
I appreciate that, and you as well.
we supposed to bring a poem or doing something? Or...
If you want.
Yeah. I was literally staring at the wall trying.
I was just marveling at Derisive has two personas. He's very well spoken and very highbrow here. Get him in a different room.
Right, and then
if Bussy comes in, I embrace the nihilism. Just give it his own meaning. That's so we might as well fuck shit up. It's I forgot. Edie, have I talked to? I feel like I have about the movie Reality Bites.
Yeah.
There's one of I'm gonna like not get it exactly right, but I'll get it quote close. But let me pull it.
You're not Pussy. You know Pussy?
We all know Pussy.
Yes.
Oh, I know he's doing them. Yeah.
Yes, that.
You're probably sitting in rooms with him. There you go. That's probably.
Are you one of the secret tranny lovers?
Probably. I don't know. I've been on Clubhouse since day one. I've been here forever. I don't know what rooms I've been in and out of. I've actually had about 2 or 3 names. But yeah, I've known Bussy for a while. Yeah. I'm not hiding about who I hang out with or anything. I'm just my pictures always.
Jews. Before 1818, there were no Jews in Israel.
Everybody just that's all respect.
There's a bunch of angry old guys.
Go ahead, please. We're listening.
So after that, they slowly started calling other people, other Jewish who has been convinced by the Zionist ideology for having the Jewish people a homeland. But this homeland already had people, okay?
Jewish people. It had Jewish people.
It had Jewish people from past, which was called old issue, okay? The old issue.
We were here before you.
The old issue has nothing to do with the settlers who came in the base of Zionism mindset. Okay? The old issue have been forever over there. They've been living peaceful with Palestinians and they consider themselves Palestinians. Okay? But the new issue was the settlers who came and they started growing and calling more out
Excuse me, sir.
on the base of idea that we want to give Jewish people a land.
I advocate you having a sexual.
Jewish from people.
Huh?
Nothing called Jewish people. The people who is just created by the Zionists. They never were something called Jewish people.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What about the whole first from the Old Testament? What about King David?
Sephardi people, but there is nothing called a Jewish people.
Do you know about Moses? Do you know about Moses?
Moses was an Israelite, not a Jew.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
right.
right.
Between a Jew and an Israelite.
What is the difference? Tell me the difference.
Well, I'll tell you the difference. If you consider that Moses was a Jew because of Yehuda, he's from the tribe of Levi, so he wasn't a Jew. Okay. Second thing, nothing in the five books. You call them anything. There's nothing in the 5 books of Moses. This guy who's a Jew, who's a Jew. You're right here, like up, guy. You know what I'm looking? I'm right. Yeah, I know you're a guy. Yes, I know you're a Polish guy. You're a Ukrainian guy.
Right, exactly. You're from like Lithuania or Poland or something.
Lithuania or fucking shit. You don't even. Netanyahu's got a Lithuanian.
Ukraine or wherever you're from.
Don't bring me someone from
You know, 815,000 Jews were kicked. What about the Jews who were kicked out of Iran? The Jews kicked out of Syria? The Jews kicked out of. They were kicked out. What do you mean? There's synagogues in Syria. There's synagogues in Iran.
The synagogue
There's synagogues in Iran.
How about the synagogue?
Even the Iranian regime says that we have Jews. You're saying they're not Jews?
Randy, the rabbi of the synagogue in Tehran said that he's for Iran.
Okay, but is he a Jew?
And the Zionists just bombed it.
According to this guy, he's not even a Jew. He says there are not Jewish people. Make up your mind.
Go to the Torah. Listen, go to the Torah and go to Genesis 10. Genesis 10, 1 through 5. It tells you, their own Torah tells them they are not Semites. They are Japhethites. They're from the Caucasus Mountains. They're converts. They converted to the religion. They're not the Israelite people. Their own Torah tells them that.
So why was Hitler killing all these Jews? What was going on with him? He went around to all these synagogues and rounded up people. Tell me about him. It was a big misunderstanding.
Why were the Turkish? Why did the Turks kill all the Armenians?
Because
I don't know why.
Because
You seem to know everything. Tell us.
Because the Zionists want to sacrifice some Jews for the cause of Israel. That's why it's called the Holocaust, burning sacrifice. So kill or sacrifice some of your Jews, okay, the weaker brethren, for the cause of Israel. It's called the Holocaust sacrifice. It's not called genocide. It's called sacrifice.
Wow, you have a great imagination. This is science fiction.
So you have an Israel.
It's science fiction.
So let's go back to Iran.
Yeah, shall we go back to Iran? Do you want to talk about the 20 settlers who came to Palestine? We're all over the place in this conversation.
Yeah, I want to talk about Iran too. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go to Iran. Stop these goyish tricks, okay? We're not
No, stop your jihadist tricks. Stop your Islamist tricks, okay? Just don't blow up the room, okay? I know you're a suicide bomber. Don't do a suicide bombing in the room, okay?
No, listen, go back to Siberia and go eat some shit there, okay?
Yeah.
People
I
think you're thinking of your mother. You're thinking of your mother, not me.
Yes, you kind. Yes. So
Yeah.
back again.
Stay classy.
The situation is started from the Britain, the United States, overthrown an elected prime minister, elected by an elected government, by elected parliament, at a time when the blacks were actually fighting for civil liberties in the United States, that's in the 50s. So the Iranian had a proper democracy. They put they put Mossadegh into power, and he started nationalizing the oil for the benefit of the Iranian people. But we have some Zionist thugs in the United States. They don't want these things to get benefit to the Iranian and to the people. And this is becoming like another attack.
This was 80 years ago. Why don't you get into the present now, okay? We know what happened 80 years ago.
Moses. No,
Okay.
You went back to Moses.
Yeah, because you said there's no such thing as a Jewish people. You said there's no Jewish people.
Yes.
So I asked you about Moses.
Yes.
Okay, that's not. Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
Maccabee.
Yes.
Your entity called Israel.
Yes. I'll be like you
Stop
now.
being a class clown, man, Randy.
No, I'm being like him. I'm just being like him. Yes.
Stop being a class clown.
Yes.
I want to talk about what Zero was talking about, because Zero brought up something interesting that
What would you like to talk about?
he was talking about how we can barely afford, the United States, and we're over here
That's not
spending.
true. We have the biggest budget in the world. We can afford anything.
But there were always homeless
No, we
people.
cannot,
There
Randy.
have always been homeless people. There's nothing new.
We're spending
cannot
$30
afford.
trillion
We cannot afford.
a year. We spend
No,
more
we
than
cannot
anybody in the
afford,
planet.
dude. We cannot afford.
You need to get a job,
We
bro.
have anything we want.
You need to get a job. Okay? You're on welfare. Your family's on welfare.
I want to know what you're thinking of.
Yeah, you're retired. You never had a job, dude. You never had a job. Get real. That's what I said. Keep repeating what I said.
But thank you.
You are on welfare. You're on food stamps.
So I
Disability.
Elmerma wants to hear a little bit more about what
Back and forth, you and me. Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We have $30 trillion on America right now. We can afford anything we want on the planet. We spend everything we can on veterans, on the homeless, on the poor, on social safety nets, on healthcare. We spend billions and billions and billions, and if we want to spend more, we can spend more. It has nothing to do with our military budget.
Okay, and so I'll respond to that.
The military budget is entirely separate. By the way, the money that we just spent before already appropriated. It's already been given to the military. We didn't give them any new money since we started this war 6 weeks ago, just so you know.
Keep spending. Because
So,
it was
so,
50
yeah,
stopping everything you're doing.
So I'll explain.
Let me talk.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. So the spending, I don't think that we could just keep spending anything that we want. I don't think
Nobody
so.
said that. I think we can afford anything we want.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. By affordability, you're talking about you have to spend. So you have to. There's going to be. You're going to have to spend. You're going to have to create deficit.
What would you like to spend the money?
How do you feel about so what I was going to say was that I think right now we're experiencing the Gini coefficient, right, which tells us like income inequality is where it was in 1890. So we have 1%. 1%.
We have a higher.
Shut up. 1% of Americans hold as much wealth as the 90% of the bottoms here, and 10% of Americans. Hold on, wait, I'm not done. So and that's the problem. And that's I'll give you an example because we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
10% of Americans own 93% of all of the American stocks in the financial
But how
houses.
is the average
So the
American
reason
doing?
that this is a problem is because of the Gini coefficient, right? As I was saying, right? So because productivity is increasing, and the wages aren't keeping up with it.
Stop commenting. Let me
Because
talk.
the wages aren't keeping up with that growth. Okay, the productivity. So right now we're about at a 93% growth rate in productivity as of 2020. and our wages have only increased 33%.
Why is that a
Okay,
problem?
so that compares today's wealth concentration with the Gilded
Why is that a
Age,
problem,
right? And so
Bea?
well, because of the Gini coefficient, right? That's saying
Why is the Gini coefficient?
well, because it widens the gap
Why is that
of
a
who
problem?
owns the well.
If the, if,
I'll
if
give you
the
an
poorest
example.
people-
I'll give you an example. I can tell you why. I can tell you why.
People
So,
are living at
when-
1,000 times the
When
level.
we can't balance the budget and we just
They're
keep
not.
printing,
Right.
when we
should
just
balance
keep
the budget.
printing, right? But when we just keep printing, okay,
We're not
then
keeping printing.
the inequality, the gap
Yeah.
of what people can afford is going to continue to
What
get
does that have
larger,
to do with
and
the
more
debt?
people
Affordability.
affordability. So when you spend money, when you're printing money, and you spend and you create, and you're not balancing the budget, right? You're creating a deficit, and that deficit, this all connects to inflation, and then you have the affordability is almost. I mean, like we're struggling right now. We just had a man, and we were talking about this the other day. His name was Abdul. He just burned. He's a warehouse worker because he makes $37,000 a year. He videoed this. He was hoping to get sympathy. He was hoping to get sympathy and empathy from Americans like Mangione got, right? And you had Mangione, who he's a murderer. Who killed his CEO. He got 50% American college students sympathize more with Mangione than with the victim, which is
I'm
insane.
against that, by the way.
I think you're against it. I'm against it too. This is the
I like
problem.
Chuck Mangione. He's my favorite Mangione.
This guy, listen to what he said. These were his comments, okay? These were Bill's comments, and I'm reading this.
Feels so good. Remember that album?
This is the U.S. Attorney's Office. He burnt down this warehouse, and 1% is a fucking joke, and all you had to do was pay us enough to live. Pay us more of the value we bring, not corporate. Didn't see the